Welcome to the Carrier Collaboration Portal, also referred as Carrier Collaboration Portal or CCP. As a UN partner, you have been given access to this portal in order to use the track and trace process for shipment to the UN. Data used in this video is fictional and is for the purpose of this demonstration only. Let's see what we will learn in this course by reading our learning objectives. This video walks through the Carrier Collaboration Portal or CCP. You will see how can you report events, add notes and attach relevant documentation, and how to insert information notes. We will be watching the next 10 sections in this video. 1. United Nations Track and Trace. 2. Logging in the Carrier Collaboration Portal or CCP. 3. Carrier Collaboration Portal or CCP Dashboard. 4. Reporting expected events. 5. Reporting unexpected events. 6. Automatic email notification. 7. Adding notes. 8. Adding attachments. 9. Logging off. 10. Getting help. Let's see the new tool for track and trace. CCP brings improvements to the current way of doing business with the UN, such as you and UN will meet in one single platform that will enable real-time communication. Let's see the past versus present related to the reporting track and trace to the United Nations Secretariat. In the past, monitoring the status of shipments, TNT, was done by email or phone. In the present, monitoring the status of shipments, TNT, is done through the Carrier Collaboration Portal and provides visibility on all shipment stages. Let's get started. Login in CCP. In order to access the Carrier Collaboration Portal, we will type in our browser the link for CCP. Note that all the browsers work. Log in CCP by using the provided user ID and password. Make sure that there are no blank spaces prior the first character of the user ID and password. In order to access to the portal, your company has been given a user ID and a password to log into the system. If not, please contact your focal point in Procurement Division at the UN. Once we enter the password, we will click on the Log On button. The Carrier Collaboration Portal Dashboard or CCP Dashboard. In the CCP portal, you will be managing freight orders. The freight order is the minimum unit that a route can be broken down into, and its number is available in the Statement of Work, SOW, issued by the United Nations. Each freight order number corresponds to a leg in a route of a shipment, and this leg is in accordance with the agreement between your company and Procurement Division depending on the Incoterm. Right after signing in, you will be redirected to the Home tab, where you will see the number of freight orders assigned to your company that are in open status. Open means that there are events that need to be reported on. Then, once you click the Freight Orders for Execution tile, you will be redirected to the Freight Order Management tab. Freight orders are represented by a 10-digit number that begins with 61. By hovering the mouse on the screen, you will receive a short explanation of the meaning of the information displayed. On the top of the report there is a menu with different action buttons. For example, you can filter orders by status, open, closed, cancelled, blocked, all. Freight orders with status open are represented by an icon of a truck. Columns can be resized manually to see description status. Here we are expanding the next open event column to see the full description. Scroll to the right to see all columns. You may have orders that are either for transporting purchased goods, or items that belong to governments. Means of transport column will distinguish those types of orders. Likewise, shipper can be either permanent mission of the contributing country that ships the contingency-owned equipment, or a vendor. Shipper column shows this. Consignee is the mission destination. In this case it is the mission in South Sudan. you may disregard the information under business partners, which is a system default. The contractually specified consignee and shipper information is as documented in the Statement of Work or SOW and purchase order. Should the shipment correspond to a contingent owned equipment, the goods PO field will appear blank. Instead, MOU reference field will be populated. By clicking on the header, results can be sorted in ascending or descending order. Here you are seeing the freight purchase orders that are related to a freight order. Other columns can also be rearranged at your convenience. In order to do that, select the column from the header and simply drag and drop the column in the new position. Please note that in order to find the freight order we want to report events for, you can either search or filter by the freight order or by a freight purchase order using the search or filter options on the top right corner of the screen. Let's see what a freight order looks like. Click on the freight order number. On the left side of the screen, we have the freight order details with information about the status, means of transport, etc., and business partners, shipper and consignees information. Good PO, freight PO and MOU appear as well as additional information. Notes can be used to exchange communication between your company and the UN. It keeps the record of who wrote and when, as well as the communication thread. We acknowledge that this is a contingent-owned equipment because means for transport is COE truck. Furthermore, goods PO field is left blank and the freight order is referenced to a freight PO and MOU reference. On the right, the locations events. There are different types of events. Each location has a set of expected or mandatory events. The events automatically populated are based on the Incoterm rule. In this case, you are seeing the events populated with Incoterm X works. In this example, there are two location events: Jordanian Army, departure of the contingent-owned equipment location, and Amman, first stopover of the contingent-owned equipment. On the left side of the screen, we have the freight order details with information about the status, means of transport, etc., and business partners, shipper and consignee, information. Good PO, freight PO and MOU appear as well as additional information. Notes can be used to exchange communication between your company and the UN. It keeps the record of who wrote and when, as well as the communication thread. We acknowledge that this is a contingent-owned equipment because means for transport is COE truck. Furthermore, goods PO field is left blank and the freight order is referenced to a freight PO and MOU reference. On the right, the locations events. There are different types of events. Each location has a set of expected or mandatory events. The events automatically populated are based on the Incoterm rule. In this case, you are seeing the events populated with Incoterm X works. In this example, there are two location events: Jordanian Army, departure of the contingent-owned equipment location, and Amman, first stopover of the contingent-owned equipment. Note that some events may appear hidden. In order to see them, please scroll down. Further down there is an area named Tour Events, where unexpected events that affect the freight order must be added. To close the freight order details, click on the Close button on the lower right corner. Let's try another freight order corresponding to the second leg of the shipment. Click on the number. This second leg is to be transported by air, as indicated as means of transport. Air shipment will depart Amman and will land in Juba, as we can see in the location events. Mandatory events will appear by default. We will open the last leg of the shipment by repeating the same steps. This last leg is transported by truck as indicated in the means of transport. This leg departs in Juba and arrives in UN mission in South Sudan. You will now see how you can report expected or planned events and attach relevant documentation. The system identifies several mandatory expected events that your company shall report on. At the departure location, handover document, loading begin, loading end, departure and proof of picking, at the destination location, arrival at destination, and loading begin, and loading end. Each event shall be reported together with supporting documentation, that can be added as attachment. For example, copy of freight invoice and proof of delivery document. Going back to the first freight order, here you can see that the next expected event is to acknowledge the handover from the Jordanian Army. When this occurs, shipper will select the freight order by clicking the box on the left of the truck icon. Once selected, the line will be highlighted in light blue color. Click the Confirm Next button to report the handover from the Jordanian Army and attach its related documents. Mark the date by using the calendar icon. Mark the day of the event. Insert manually the time. We will insert comments and finally click Confirm button. Confirm button is enabled only after all the information is filled. The event will be marked in the freight order. The next open event status is now loading begin. The green check indicates that the event has been reported. Alternatively, you can mark events by entering the information related on the reported date and time. Select the date. Add the time. Enter your comments. Click on Update Events button. Handover document and loading begin are successfully reported. Reporting unexpected events. You can also add an unexpected event of the freight order. Open the freight order, click the Add Event button. Select the drop-down list of event, the reported date and comment. Also add an unexpected event under Tour Event for the same freight order. Let's try to add one. Select Delay Event from the Event drop-down list. Enter a reported date and time. Enter comment. Click Confirm button. Click on Close button located on the lower right corner to return to the freight order list ready for execution. You can select another leg freight order and repeat the steps to add events, notes and attachments. As you can see, the mean of transport here is by air. Automatic email notifications. Unexpected events will trigger automatic email notifications to interested United Nations staff. Emails notification are sent automatically, so no need to duplicate work by sending another email offline to your contact person in UN. CCP generates email notification on 1. All unexpected events reported in the Tour Events section trigger email notification. 2. Handover document, expected event. Adding notes. Notes box can be used and it will keep track of the user inserting the notes. They will be visible in the Freight Order Management tab. Notes is to communicate between you and the UN colleagues. Notes box keep track on the communication thread, author and date of the note. To insert notes, simply type in this box and click Add Note button on the bottom of the page. Adding attachments. Attachments section is located at the bottom of the screen. Attachments can be added at any time, and they can refer to the departure and arrival locations of the freight order. Word, Excel, PDF and JPEG format can be used for attachments. Supporting documents such as scanned copies or photos can be added to the freight order. In order to do that, click the Browse button. Select the file path and then click on the document you want to attach to upload. Click on Open. And finally click on Upload. Scroll down to see the attachment. We will now see how to log off. To log off, click on the Log Off icon located at the upper right corner of the screen. Confirm logging off by clicking the Logout button. We will now see how to get help. Consult the information package received from the United Nations for provision of login user ID and for general inquiries. You can also visit the link now displayed on the screen for trainings, frequent asked questions, and more. In case of technical problem, raise a ticket at ineedserviceun.org. In order to raise a ticket in iNeed, first, select UMAJAR Catalog, then choose Logistics and Carrier Collaboration Portal in Filters, then click on Continue. Thank you for watching this online tutorial.